Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Blake, and this channel is usually gaming and music, but today I decided to do something a little bit different. So today I want to show you how to build a plaque, like a picture that would go on the wall, and thought it was a pretty neat idea. I'm going to end up staining it, but what it is it's a cross made out of shotgun shells. So this will be a really cool project. I'm going to show you in a minute. So here's what we're going to end up looking like. Get the cord out of the way. Pretty small, but it fits perfect for shotgun shells. I'm using a 12 gauge shotgun shell, red in color, but you could use really whatever you wanted. You could even use other calibers. But this middle board here, we're going to see if we can measure this, because I've never done a wood tutorial. Say hello to my foot. Woodworking tutorial. This first one here is 11 inches long, right at about 11 inches. And these are 1x4s. I did spruce, and I really enjoyed working with this. This was super easy to cut, super easy to mess around with. It was really nice. But you're going to make one 11-inch cut, and that'll be your middle board, and you can make these longer or shorter, depending on how many shotgun shells you use, because the way it'll look, and I don't have the shotgun shells now, but I have 1, 2, 3 shotgun shells, like long ways. So the brass tip here, brass tip here, brass tip here. So 1, 2, 3. And then these middle ones, you're going to take, I used a hacksaw, and that worked out really well. I took 9 more shotgun shells, empty, obviously, and I turned them over so where they were setting up tall with the brass tip on the end, and I cut them down to be about as tall as the other shotgun shells when they were laying down, which was about 1 inch, 3/4 of an inch or so. And then I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is like my middle piece. So I've got the 3 above that are going long ways, 9 here in the middle that are flat facing. Then I had 3 going a long ways this way, off the side of that, 3 going this way, and I alternated them, so I have a brass tip, then the brass, and then the brass here. You could do like all brass, all brass, all brass if you wanted to. It's up to you. And then going down this way, this is why I said you can make it longer, bigger, whatever you wanted to do. The original that I had seen was 4 shotgun shells on top, 4 here, and then like 12 going down, which seemed a bit much for me. It was really big. This is a really nice size. I think I have about 8 going down through here, but you can measure that out. And then what I'm going to do is take a hot glue gun and glue those on after I stain it, which is what I'm about to do. Here in a bit, if anybody is interested, I'm going to be using Mini Wax Wood Finish. I'm too young of a YouTuber to be sponsored by anything, so don't even worry about that. But this is Special Walnut. See if we can render there. Yeah, it's hard to see. But anyway, this is Special Walnut. I also have a dark walnut, but I think I'm going to use the special for this one. But anyway, back to the measurements. Like I said, this one is going to be 11 across through here. This is really hard to do without a mounted stand for my iPod, or my phone, whatever. But anyway, that's 11 inches there. And these other 2 pieces are going to be right at about 9. Okay, 9 inches going down, 1x4s, and that's for both of them. This is also 9 inches long. And this turns out to give us, with the amount of shotgun shells I mentioned a minute ago, probably about, I don't know, half an inch on the bottom or so, and a ½ inch on top, and then you get some extra room over here, which I think looks really really neat. And so the way I've got these boards together is I have these braces. Now you could stick and do only these braces, but I wanted the boards to kind of be really close together, not much separation. This didn't work out as well, and I'll show you why on the back. But I wanted this really close area. So what I did first is I made some pocket holes. Now, I know you can get like a Craig jig to do this, but it doesn't really work for these small boards, these 1x4s. So I thought it would be really hard. This is my second time making these pocket holes. I thought it would be really hard to do that, and I was really nervous about just messing up my wood. So what I decided to do is I tried it, and I just took a small drill bit, and I start drilling a hole straight in, okay? And I go in, I don't know, not very far. You could see the end of where I drilled. Just drilled it in a little bit. And then I would not put any more downward pressure, but I would just start to angle my drill that way until it kind of hollowed out this this kind of divot going that way. And then you just start putting some pressure in, and it'll extend on into the board. Then you just put your screw in, and your screw will follow that path that you drilled. I would recommend trying this on some scrap wood that you may have first, which is what I did, just to make sure that you don't get them popping through on this side. And if you notice, I don't mind to show off my mistakes because everybody learns from them. I did have one screw barely pop through it. You can't even feel it. Like, I can feel a bulge, but I don't feel like the tip of the screw. Same thing for this side. You can see this one a little bit more, but again, just a bulge. It's not sharp or anything. So I did one there, and then I came down here and did one here and one here. Now, the reason why on the front, if I show you again, this had this separation is due to my wood split right here. And so I had to back this screw out a little bit to keep it from cracking it any more than it was. And I thought that was pretty good, but the screws that I used were pretty short, so I'd recommend using a longer screw, but I didn't want it to come through the other side. So I just wanted to kind of get them tight, and then I attached these braces. These braces, I believe, were 7 inches long. Let me check here. Yes, so 7 inches, right at about 7 inches. My tape measure is kind of on an angle here, but it is right at about 7 inches. And the same thing for this one. And as far as width goes, they are 1 3/4. It's kind of hard to see. I know there's a glare there. They're 1 3/4. You can make these smaller if you wanted to. I took one of the 1x4s and just cut it in half. Little scrap piece I had, and it matched up perfect. And that's kind of holding these together, because when I didn't have these, it was wanting to like break and pull the screws out, and I didn't want that, so I did this. And so that keeps it pretty sturdy. And then I bought some of the little, if you look on the back of a picture, sometimes they have those little wall hooks on them, little metal brackets. And so I'm gonna put probably one here and one here, and that way it'll hang on the wall. But this is nice and level. This is flush, and it sets on the wall really nice. You also want to keep in mind how long your screws are going to be, so you don't drill through the front edge. And I'm sure there's a bunch of woodworkers that are like, oh no, you're never going to do that, you just have to know what type screws you. Well, I don't know any of that. Like I said, this is just my second project, and so I'm just kind of learning as I go. So just make sure I went into this board about about a half an inch into this board, so the screws are about in there on each of them. But yeah, it's pretty neat. I think the shotgun shells are going to look really good on it. And I will probably try to edit the thumbnail once I get it finished. That way you can see kind of a finished project. But this was super easy to make. And I'm a beginning woodworker, and the tools I used a circular saw. You don't have to use one of those, or I used a miter saw, I'm sorry. You don't have to use one of those. You could use a handsaw. That's super easy. You do need a drill. The drill was pretty essential. And other than that, I've got it sanded down now, getting ready to stain it, like I said. And yeah, I'm pretty excited with it. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope this is helpful. And I've got a couple more projects that I'm going to showcase, a little sneak peek. But those will be for another video. But anyway, hope you enjoyed, and if you do, be sure to subscribe for all kinds of content, because I can't make up my mind what I want this channel to be. And like the video, so I know you like these type of videos, and maybe I can do more in the future. And comment down below. Did I do a good job? Suggestions, pointers? Yeah. Anyway, have a good one, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.